Hi, I'm Carolyn Paine, and I am here with TJ Noel. He most recently is best known for his film Midas, which was shot here in Connecticut,
Entirely in Hartford.
entirely in Hartford. So obviously, being here at the Connecticut Film and TV Conference, that's a big deal. This film, where has this film been playing, and where is it accessible to watch now?
Sure. So Midas, we shot it in Hartford in summer of 2022. Sold it last year, and then had to kind of do the waiting game of having actually come to theaters. But it was in 20 theaters across the country this summer, including it did really well here in Hartford and in Westbrook as well, which was exciting. And then now it's streaming on demand, and then Stars has bought it starting December 15th. So starting December 15th, it'll be streaming on Stars.
That's amazing. Yes. You are a native of Connecticut, correct? What made you decide that if you were going to be investing in shooting a major motion picture here, what made you want to do it here in Connecticut?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things for me, I spent some time out in Los Angeles. I got to work for Mattel Films, which was a really cool time to be there. Barbie was happening. But one of my takeaways, other than like, there's a lot of really cool stuff happening there, it was not the kind of stories I wanted to tell. Like, I kind of knew that I didn't want to spend my life telling stories based off other IP or in these, fantasy worlds. I wanted to tell stories that were really grounded in the community I grew up in. And so I give, the Hartford community a lot of credit for shaping me to who I became as a storyteller. And so when I was thinking about doing my first feature, it was kind of a no-brainer that I wanted to shoot it in Hartford. And, it's a fun heist film that has Ocean's 11 elements, but it's also very grounded in Hartford. They're robbing a health insurance company because Hartford is the health insurance capital of the world. And, included a lot of local places that weren't just to like throw them in as cameos, but really as I was writing them, I was thinking about the small businesses and the parks and the different places that I knew and was writing to the character of those places. And was really appreciative of getting to kind of bring them to the big screen and, bring them to audiences around the country now.
Yeah, I think your film is really a love letter to Hartford in a lot of ways, which is really beautiful. And my friend Rob Santos, the comedian, is in it. You have such an amazing, amazing cast. What was it like filming here in Connecticut? Did you find it different than filming in LA? What was that like pulling together crew and casting?
Yes, I think the big difference shooting in Connecticut as opposed to in New York or LA is Connecticut people are so excited to participate and want to help in any way they can. And so that was across the board, at the casting level, people like Rob, who I think is incredibly talented, he didn't necessarily fit a specific role. And so I called him up and said, hey, I have this one role and like, do you want to come and just act in it and make it your own? And so he took a role that,
He's a security guard.
yeah, he's a
And he
security
takes
guard.
this, like, tiny role and just makes it hilarious, which
Yeah.
is what Rob is good at. And, I love what he did. So, overall, it was a lot of things like that where you could just make phone calls and bring in
Yeah, it was cast, it was our crew, it was locations that were excited to have us, it was extras. I remember we were shooting at the Bushnell, and we were shooting in the severance room where we needed to fill it with gala, party extras, and we had put out the call to our local people, and it had like I think 50 people lined up, but our first AD was like, we need like 200 people for this to look real. And we didn't even ask. The Hartford Current ran a story saying local movie looking for extras, and within 24 hours, we had 200 people signed up to come do it. And so I think that really speaks to you can't do that in New York or LA. New York and LA, there's kind of a jadedness to filmmaking that, especially for someone like me, an emerging filmmaker kind of trying to break through, there's so much that the goodwill and the excitement of people goes so much further here in Connecticut.
So that being said, do you think that your next film you would film here in Connecticut?
Absolutely. I mean, so I'm writing the next script that is set. The Midas was 100% in Hartford. I think I'm opening myself up a little bit now, so now it's maybe like 80%.
Oh, you're gonna
Um,
push to, like, New Haven, Waterbury?
um, yeah, no, they've decided that maybe they can drive outside of city limits at one point. But really excited about just the opportunities here and think that both creatively and just the infrastructure that's being built. And I think this event speaks to it. Like there's so much energy locally. And so I want to capitalize off of that and be a part of that movement.
Great. Why do you think that what is your biggest, you know, leave behind here to let people know about why it's important to build the film industry in Connecticut, or what you have found to be the most amazing part of it? Why should we be supporting this, and why have an event like this where we're really pushing filmmaking in Connecticut?
Yeah, I think the most exciting thing for me is because there's a lot unknown and we're kind of growing. We have so big a role in shaping what the Connecticut film industry is going to look like, right? I think New York and LA, people go and they complain about why is it like this? Why are working conditions like this? Or why is this the standard? And I don't like that. And I love that, being here, we get to shape so much of what Connecticut's film industry is going to look like. And so I always encourage people like take an active role in that. If you have thoughts on how the industry can get better, because the industry absolutely can get better, let's be a part of making that happen.
Yeah, totally. All right. Well, thank you, TJ. Check out his film if you haven't.